What's the difference between a shopping trolley and an independent director? You can load up a shopping trolley full of grog, but you can't push it anywhere you want. Year after year, corporate scandals unfold. Companies are disgraced. And what happens? Look at Crown casinos, look at Crown resorts at the moment. Organised crime, money laundering, everything, you name it. Most of the directors are still there. They're the ones responsible. We hear a lot about accountability and responsibility, but of course, these guys are still clinging to their job. And what do you get paid to be a company director? Well, if you're in one of these very big companies, like Crown Resorts, you get paid $200,000 or $300,000 a year. How would you like a job earning $20,000 to go to a meeting, $20,000 per meeting? Or Helen Coonan, the chairman, the non-executive director, the independent director, Helen Coonan, been there since 2011. $700,000 a year to go to 12 meetings. Ship it in. That's one heck of a job. It's only one heck of a job though if it's all care and no responsibility. Because if really directors are really responsible for their companies and they get done by a statutory inquiry, the companies that is, for being involved with organised crime, failing their shareholders, failing the regulators, myriad offences, transgressions of the law, criminal practices. How it happens is this wonderful thing that was invented a couple of hundred years ago. It's called limited liability. It's a little bit at the end of the company that says proprietary limited. LTD. You could set up a company called Serial Killers Limited. And you could be a director of Serial Killers Limited, and your chief executive and management, line management, all the way down to the lowest employees, could just go on a murdering, killing spree and kill a whole lot of people. Now, if it were true that you were liable for the activities of your company, Serial Killers Limited, then you would face some kind of D-Day, some kind of response from the regulators, from the courts. But when it comes to being a director of a limited liability company in Australia, if you're big enough, doesn't matter how many billions of shareholders' wealth you blow up, doesn't matter what you've done, you will never, ever go to jail. You will never face the consequences of your actions. The worst is that you will suffer embarrassment. Yes, a couple of the directors have gone. 3 now. Andrew Demetriou was the latest to go, the former AFL commissioner. We've got 2 Packer lieutenant directors, Johnson and Jalland. They've gone. They've fallen on their swords. But we've got Helen Coonan, who's been there for 10 years. She hasn't gone. Harold Mitchell, the advertising executive, very well connected. He hasn't gone. For presiding over this abomination of corporate governance, for letting their shareholders down, for being associated, not being responsible for it, only in a legal technical director's sense, being associated with organised crime, facilitating organised crime through their casinos. And they're still there as directors.